Hey there, welcome to LC Yoga. My name is Laura, and today is day one of our 5-day yoga and meditation challenge. This is Fire Flow. If you're ready, get on your mat, and I'll meet you there. We'll begin today in seated, so find a comfortable seat, just an easy pose, so easy cross-legged. I'm going to sit here for just a minute, and what we're going to begin doing is warming up the core, the center. Fire Flow is all about strength and core. So that's what we're up to today. So find that comfortable seat, and we'll begin with a seated flow to get that warmth going. So as you inhale, sweep the arms out and up overhead. And then exhale, bend to the right and stretch into the side waist. Inhale it back up, arms up. And exhale, bend to the left. Inhaling up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to the left. As you inhale, interlace the hands, the fingers behind your back. Arch. And then exhale, bow forward. Forehead can come to the floor or close to it. Inhale, sit up, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale it up. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhaling. Exhaling, twist toward the right. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, twist left. Inhale, interlacing the fingers behind the back. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, sit up, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale up. Exhale left. Inhale up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, back to center with arms behind the back. And exhale, bow forward. And then come on back to sit. Close the eyes. And we'll begin practice with a little bit of gratitude. Find someone or something in your life that you're grateful for, and picture them now. Bring the hands in prayer in front of the heart. You'll be dedicating your practice to that person, that's something you love. And we'll get started. So come step to the front of the mat. Feet are about hip distance apart. Bring the hands in prayer. And we'll begin with Sun Salutation A. So take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let the hands come down by the sides. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And then exhaling, bend the knees, fold forward. And we'll hang out here just for a couple of breaths. So press the feet into the floor, all four corners of your feet. Let the sit bones tilt up toward the sky. Knees can be deeply bent here, as much as they need to be. And let the top of the head fall toward the floor. Let the spine get long. We're not looking to get our nose on our shins. We want the top of the head going toward the toes. It's a whole different kind of stretch. Breathe into that. Now on your next inhale, come halfway up, long spine. And then as you exhale, step back into a plank. Hold the plank for a breath. And then lower the knees and lower all the way to the ground. Inhale, press the hips, the hands, and the toes into the ground. Cobra pose. Your heart reaches forward. Neck is long. And then release, curl the toes under on your next exhale. Hips up, downward dog. Now in downward dog, pedal the feet, stretch the legs one at a time. Maybe do that with breath. Pressing the chest through the shoulders, stretch them out. Knees can be bent in downward dog. We're just getting warmed up. On your next inhale, step back to the front of the mat, get long, come halfway up, and then exhaling, bow, get humble. Bend the knees, inhale, stand up, reach up, and then exhale back to center. And let's do that again, one breath per movement. Let the hands come down by the sides. Inhaling, sweep the arms out and up. Exhaling, bow forward. Inhaling, halfway left. And exhale, step back to plank, lower the knees, and come all the way down. Inhale, cobra pose. And exhaling, downward dog. 2 breaths here, down dog. And then step forward to the front of the mat, inhaling, long spine. Exhale and bow. Inhaling, stand it up. Then exhale back to center. Sun salutation B. Bring the big toes together. And as you inhale, bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose. Reach it up, look up through the hands. Inhale here. And exhale, straighten the legs, bow forward. Inhale, come halfway up. And exhale, step back to plank and lower down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, down dog. Now plant the left heel and step forward with your right foot into a lunge. And as you inhale, come on up, warrior one. Hips are squared toward the front of the mat. Chest reaching up toward the sky, away from back foot. Deep breath in. And exhale. Hands frame the front foot. Step back into a plank and lower down. Inhaling into cobra. And exhaling back to down dog, hips high to the sky. Plant the right foot. Step forward with the left. Come on up, warrior one. Chest is up. Core is strong. And as you exhale, bring the hands down by the front foot. Step it into plank and lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths in down dog. Now on your next inhale, step back to the front of the mat. Inhaling, get long, crown of the head reaches forward. And exhaling, bow. Bend your knees, inhaling, Utkatasana, chair pose. And exhale, come on up, back to center. 1 breath per movement. Inhaling, chair pose. Exhaling, fold. Inhale, halfway left. And exhale, step back, plank, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Plant the left heel, step forward with the right, inhaling warrior one. Exhaling, hands down by the front foot, plank, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Plant the right heel, step forward with the left foot. Inhale, come on up, warrior one. Exhaling, come back down, step into plank, lower down. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, down dog. And breathe. On your next inhale, step forward, get long, and exhale and bow. Bend the knees, chair pose, inhaling. Exhale, come back to center. And close the eyes. And feel the warmth that you created. Now open the eyes, inhale, sweep the arms out and up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhaling with a long spine. And exhale, step one foot back and then the other right into downward dog. Now inhale your left foot up toward the sky. Exhaling, leave it there. And then inhale it higher. And then as you exhale, step forward in between the hands. Lower the back heel down and then windmill your arms up into warrior two. Now pressing the left knee out just slightly so the thighs are working away from each other. And with your feet, you're drawing them together, almost like you're trying to pull the floor together. Powerful warrior one. Hands reaching away from each other. Crown of the head and tailbone, so your spine is long. Deep breaths. And then begin to straighten into the front leg just slightly. Leave it a little bit bent. Tilt the pelvis toward the front of the mat. Reach your left arm long. And then place that hand on your shin. And we're coming into triangle. So start with that bent knee and then pull your hip back and away as you start to straighten that leg. Right arm floats up. Triangle pose. Trikonasana. Now hand can be on the shin, the foot, or the floor. Deep breath. Crown of the head and tailbone still working away from each other, so get long. No rounding. Side waist is nice and flat. Now inhale here. And as you exhale, turn toward your front foot. Let your back heel come up and lower the knee to the ground. Inhale and sweep it up, Anjaneyasana. Pressing the right hip forward toward the front of the mat. Chest reaching up to the sky. There's a lot of wahoo in this pose, so find your wahoo. Ecstatic back bend. And then bring the hands down by the front foot and step back. Downward dog. Inhaling the right foot up. Exhaling, leave it there. And then as you inhale, reach it up higher. And then exhale, step it forward between the hands, lower the back heel, and windmill the arms up, warrior two. Now do warrior two well. So let the right knee go out slightly toward the right. Your thighs are working away from each other. Fingertips reaching out. Crown of the head, tailbone. One big long line. Deep breaths. And we'll transition into triangle. So start to straighten that knee as you tip your pelvis forward. Leaving the knee bent, start to come down. Find your triangle pose. Hand on the shin, foot, or the floor. But pelvis is tilted so that your side waist is long. Crown of the head toward the front of the mat. Long neck. Trikonasana. Inhale here. And then exhaling, swim that hand down by the front foot. Lower the back knee. And inhale it on Janiyasana. This time the left hip is pressing forward. Aim the curve into the upper spine. So use that hip action pressing forward to keep the lower back long. Curve is in the upper spine. Arms by the ears. Shoulders are away from the ears. Where's that wahoo? Find it. Wahoo. Inhaling and exhale. Bring the hands down by the front foot. Step back. Downward dog. Deep breath in and exhale. Inhale, come forward into a plank. Now you can hold this plank, or we're going to do some knee lifts. So bring your right knee to your right elbow, and then let it drop to your wrist. Back to the elbow, and down. Up, and down. Back up, and then step back into a plank, and pull back, downward dog. Deep breath in through the nose, and exhale. Inhaling, come on forward into plank again. This time left knee comes to the left elbow, and then down to the wrist. Elbow, wrist. Elbow, wrist. One more time, up, back to plank, and downward dog. Inhaling and exhale. One more time, inhale and exhale. Now come back to plank, and this time we're going to go from side to side. So knee comes to the right elbow, and then bring it over to the left. Back and forth. One more time, right, left. Bring it to the right one last time. Plank, downward dog. Inhaling, exhale. Remember that fire I talked about? Find it within you. Here we go. Back to plank. Left knee, left elbow. Over to the right and left. Right and left. One more time. Right and left. Plank and down dog. And breathe. Now this time come forward into plank, lower the knees, and lower all the way to the ground. Bring the hands in front of the face, stack the palms, and rest the forehead. Now bend the knees as you lift the head. Grab a hold of your ankles. And inhale, come on up into bow pose. Just releasing the abdominals. And then release that, reach everything long off the ground. Place the hands, curl the toes under, and come on back into downward dog. Now this time come through into a seated position. Reach the right leg out in front of you, left foot to the inner thigh, and we'll take Janu. So tilt the pelvis forward, let the hip go back, and start to fold forward. Knee can be bent, holding the outside of the foot or just resting the hands on the floor. Folding forward, crown of the head working toward the toes. And then come on up and we'll simply change sides. So left leg out, right foot in. Bending into the knee, tilting the pelvis forward so the hip goes back. And fold into your left leg. Deep breaths into the underside of the leg. And then come on up. Scooting forward just a little, we're going to do a little more core work and then stretch it out and do some twists. So bring your feet up off the ground. And you can do supported bow here with your hands underneath the knees. Long spine, crown of the head reaching up. Maybe you release the hands. Maybe you straighten the legs. You can try straightening one leg and then the other. Choose your own adventure. Long spine, not rounding. And then cross the legs, bring them in toward you, place the hands next to you and lift up. And we'll do another boat. So come on back, hands behind the knees, long spine, shoulders broad. Find your variation. Try straightening one arm, one leg, and the other. And eventually you'll get to where both legs are straight, both arms are straight. Embrace the shake. And then draw the knees in toward the chest, place the hands down, and lift up. Legs out in front of you. Tilt the pelvis back. Again, bending the knees so that you can scoot the hips back. Inhale with a long spine. And then exhale, start to fold forward. Crown of the head toward the toes. And then on your next inhale, come on up and lie down onto your back. One last little bit of effort. So bring your knees parallel, or your shins parallel to the floor. Now here you can do a couple of things with your hands. You can draw them out to the sides, out into a T shape. You may even want them under your hips, as we're going to let the knees fall to each side to work the core. So you find your arm position. They can just be at your sides. You choose. So let the knees fall toward the right, about 45 degrees. So they're not going all the way down. And then back to center. And then over toward the left. Back to center. Flexing into the feet or pointing the toes. Inhale in the middle. And exhale, let the knees go right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Keep going at your own pace. Now the next time your knees go toward the left, let them go all the way to the ground. You can use your feet to adjust your hips if that makes it more comfortable. We'll take a supine twist here. So when the knees are stacked, that might be enough. You want both shoulders on the floor, and if they're not, maybe put something underneath the knees to help that happen. If this doesn't feel like much, you may want to wrap one knee on top of the other. Look toward the right. Just let the side waist get long. On your next inhale, come on back to center and let both feet come up again. Shins parallel to the floor. And this time we'll let the knees fall toward the right. Shifting the hips if needed. Looking toward the left. Find a different leg variation. If the knees stack doesn't feel like much, just looking for a nice release in the side waist. Lower back and the abdominals. All that core work we were doing. Now on your next inhale, come on back to center. Draw the knees into the chest. Let the feet float up to the sky. And we'll just take a supine leg stretch and then relax in Savasana. So grabbing a hold of the backs of the knees, the calves, or maybe the toes. Knees can be bent. Long in the spine, so your tailbone's working its way toward the front of the mat. Just one more breath here. And then release and let the legs stretch out in front of you about the width of the mat. Let the feet flop open, hands flop open to the sky. Get comfortable. Deep breath in and exhale. Now, Shavasana is arguably the most important part of practice. It's not only where the body integrates what it's learned, but it's also conscious relaxation. And that's a skill that we should all have. So here's where we practice that. So scan the body. Find anything that's tight, especially those things that are touching the floor, and let them release. Now, some people inexplicably skip Savasana. They feel like they got their exercise and it's time to go. But I never have, not even once, because to me, this is just the best part. This is the real yoga. Now you can stay here as long as you like. And when you're ready, start to bend into the knees, place the bottoms of the feet on the floor, and bring the hands to the upper thighs. Draw the knees in toward the chest, give them a little squeeze. Grab the backs of the knees and roll on up to sit. Find a comfortable seat. Just simple cross-legged or half lotus. Close the eyes. Bring the right hand to the belly and the left hand to the heart. Fire flow is not just about creating warmth. It's about finding the fire within. Drive, commitment, and also compassion. So give yourself those gifts, and we'll end with a little gratitude. You can find your own things to be grateful for, that person or something you dedicated the practice to in the beginning of class, and picture them now. And be grateful for them. And thank yourself for taking the time to step on the mat today. Thank your body for allowing you to do so. And thank your breath for leading the way. Namaste.